What's up, passionate DJs? It's that time of year, and so today we're talking about holidays. We're talking about gifts for DJs. So if you are either looking for gifts to buy for a DJ that you know, or you've got a little bit of holiday money and you're looking to buy something, then this guide is meant to help you out. Now, what this guide is not meant to be is a deep dive into any one particular piece of hardware. I've already done that with most of these pieces of gear, and so wherever I've done a full review, I'll try to link that in the description below this video. I've also created several other guides that can help you choose between different types of DJ gear, like DJ controllers or standalones. Now, one other thing that I want to say before we get started is that buying DJ gear for someone else is vastly different than buying DJ gear for yourself. It's a little bit like buying a pet. You don't want to gift something that's going to be a burden to them. In other words, you don't want to buy a Serato controller for somebody who doesn't use Serato, and now they have to change their whole workflow. So make sure that you understand who you're buying for if you're kind of committing them to something. Now, with that in mind, most of the options that I've chosen today support multiple software packages to help avoid that problem. Now, with all that in mind, let's talk about some DJ hardware that your gift receiver, or perhaps you, might be interested in this holiday season. All right, let's kick it off with some beginner options or some budget-friendly stuff. These are going to be options that cost just a few $100s. Now, we're just talking specifically about DJ hardware right now, controllers and stuff like that, but we're going to talk about some other accessories and things like that at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around. And I want to start with the Pioneer DJ DDJ Flex 4 DJ controller. Now, the DDJ Flex 4 is my main choice for entry-level DJ hardware, and this simple, budget-oriented, handsome little DJ controller is nice because it lets you try various software platforms before you commit to them. So in addition to Rekordbox Performance Mode, you get free use of Serato DJ Lite, which you could also upgrade via a Serato DJ Pro subscription. But it also supports Algorithm DJ and Tractor Play. So regardless of the software that you're using, you get access to streaming services like Tidal, Beatport, and SoundCloud Go+. The Flex 4 has a matte finish, and it looks really sharp in that dark gray. And as far as two-channel budget controllers go, this one also just feels particularly well put together, if you ask me. Now, the Smart CFX feature creates complex sounding effects with ease. And then there's Smart Fader, which allows you to effortlessly transition between tracks with the simple glide of a crossfader. Now, these features allow for some hand-holding for beginner DJs, but as you grow, the Flex 4 will kind of grow with you. Its support for multiple DJ applications and devices makes it a little bit safer for gifting and is an all-around good value. Now, whether you're looking to buy a first DJ controller or like a smaller backup device for your main setup, this would be a terrific choice. Now, I love the Flex 4, but for an even more affordable option, you could check out this. This is the Flex 2, and it's sort of the younger sibling of the Flex 4, and it's very similar. It supports almost all the same stuff, the same software packages, the same streaming services, but it's, at the time of this recording, under $200, so it's much more affordable, and it doesn't have any fancy bells or whistles, but it's just enough to get you started. Now, if you or your gift receiver are more interested in scratching, the DDJ Rev 1 might be a better option. This is actually very similar to the Flex 4 as far as features, but the paddle effects and the battle layout and its special features kind of cater to hip-hop and open format DJs. Now, next up, there's the Hercules Impulse line, the 2, 3, and 500. Now, Hercules has always catered to the beginner DJ, and the Impulse line is once again, a great option for anyone that's getting started in DJing. These controllers use Serato Lite. Once again, you could upgrade that to Pro, and their own proprietary juiced software. Now, the Impulse 500, link in the description below to my review of that, is a direct alternative to that Flex 4. It supports streaming services, has lovely retractable feet, which protects it from spills and things like that, and it has a little light guide that helps DJs learn how to beat match. It's a straightforward, well-built, traditional DJ controller with little fuss. I would say I'd steer clear if you're highly interested in effects, as the Impulse line doesn't really focus that much in that direction. But what the 500 gives is an enjoyable two-channel mixing experience with large jog wheels and classic intuitive controls. Now, the 300 and 200 are its simpler cousins, but they do offer similar functionality. You miss out on things like multicolored pads, retractable feet, and those large jog wheels, but with the savings, you could get the Hercules DJ Learning Kit. Now, this is available from my sponsor, thedjhookup.com, for $320, and this includes a Hercules Impulse 200 Mark II and a set of speakers and headphones. Now, they also have the Hercules DJ Essentials Kit. which is a little bit more expensive, but this includes basically the same thing, just slightly upgraded versions. You get the Impulse 300 Mark II and slightly better speakers and headphones. So in either case, your gift recipient is getting a complete DJ solution from start to finish. Now, of course, I've linked to those kits in the description below, and by the way, this is your reminder that the DJ Hookup did make this video possible, as well as many of the other videos that I've referenced here today. So, they are the highest rated DJ hardware retailer online, with fast free shipping on most items, a best price guarantee, and financing options. Any time of the year, they are the place that you should go for DJ gear. They're your guy on the inside when it comes to this stuff. So don't delay, get your hardware at the DJHookup.com because they sell DJ equipment to their friends. So that's some entry-level DJ gear, but what about some more mid-level options? Now, the great thing about this price point, as I always say in my other guides, is that today's mid-grade controllers are the premium controllers of yesterday, which means that all those features that have debuted over the last few years kind of trickle down over time, and you can get some really great value out of this segment. And the one I'd like to start with, the one that I recommend to most DJs, is the Alpha Theta DDJ Groove 6. Now you get 4 channels instead of 2, and it has software support for Rekordbox, Serato, Virtual DJ, and Algorithm DJ, so that just makes it extremely versatile. Now the other huge benefit of the Groove 6 is that it has a very CDJ 3000 and DJM mixer style of layout. You know, the hot cues are laid out across the top of high-quality, full-size jog wheels, and that just means that your muscle memory stays intact when you go to use those flagship setups. I really like its very professional and straightforward aesthetic. You know, it looks like pro audio gear rather than a toy. It looks like it belongs there. It has a very classic Pioneer effects style, quite similar to their club mixers. And across the top, you'll find the unique groove circuit feature. Now, this is by no means a necessity, but it is a fun way to add some spice to your sets by magically replacing drums and other elements of your songs on the fly. Now, if you're more of an open format DJ interested in scratching and stuff like that, you might opt for the Pioneer DJ DDJ Rev 5 instead. Its battle-style layout, with the pitch faders above the jog wheels, effects paddles, and high-quality Magvel crossfader make for a much better scratch DJ experience. Now, another cool thing about the Rev 5 is that it has very easy access to stems controls right here above the jog wheel, so if you're constantly mashing together vocalized songs with short intros and outros, this layout could be a godsend for you. Now, as a bonus feature, the Auto BPM Transition lets you automate the mixing of vastly different songs. It'll do stuff like adjust the tempo and volume and other settings for you after you tell it how many bars to take to do so. The DDJ Rev 5 is a solid, well-built controller. However, it limits you to 2 channels while being higher in cost than the more value-forward DDJ Groove 6. Alright, so far we've only discussed DJ controllers which require the use of a laptop, but what about fully standalone solutions? Well, let me recommend the Denon DJ Prime Go Plus. Now, with its portable size and rechargeable battery, it's a terrific grab-and-go DJ device. Now, being powered by Engine OS, the Prime Go Plus supports a crazy amount of streaming services: Apple Music, Amazon Music, Tidal, Beatport, SoundCloud Go Plus. Now, it has a high-quality touchscreen, professional connectivity options like XLR outputs, onboard effects, and, you know, it's just built like a little tank. It's truly a pleasure to use. But what if you could save some money and gain cool features? Well, let me introduce the Numark Mixstream Pro Plus. Now, this Mixstream standalone sports onboard speakers. That means it's truly an all-in-one solution for mixing and prepping music at home. Of course, they're not going to rock a whole club, but having these built in is surprisingly convenient. Now, the build quality might not be as nice as the Denon, but it still feels solid in the hands, and it runs the same OS and thus has similar features. If you want to have a standalone unit with speakers and a battery, well, your prayers have been answered with the Numark Mixstream Pro Go. Now, these are all fantastic standalone DJ systems at a great price. They all receive similar updates to Engine OS, they have Wi-Fi access with tons of streaming services, and they're equipped with decent touch displays and don't require your gift recipient to have a laptop. Now, the Mixstream Pro Plus and Go's built-in speakers make them true all-in-one solutions, and a good alternative to the Hercules kits that we discussed earlier. Okay, so what if money's no object? You got more money than you expected on your Christmas bonus, or you just really want to surprise somebody. Well, then let's talk about the more pro-level options of DJ hardware. And I want to start with the Pioneer DJ DDJ Flex 10. Now, this is one of the best DJ controllers around, and one of the easiest to recommend, provided that it fits your budget, of course. Now, this supports Rekordbox, Serato DJ, and Algorithm DJ right out of the box, though, of course, there will be slight differences depending on which you choose. This 4-channel flagship controller has external inputs, so you can add CDJs and turntables and make it the center of your entire setup. And, of course, it has every pro-level port and connection that you'll need, XLR and so on. The jog wheels are wonderfully stout, and the feedback provided by these crispy in-jog displays is truly useful for keeping your eyes off the laptop, as is the light ring that helps you determine the state of the selected deck. The Flex 10 has some of the most comprehensive stems controls you'll find anywhere. Not only can you do all the normal stuff, like add and drop elements such as vocals or finally adjust them with the EQ knobs, but you can easily apply effects directly to the stems themselves. One unique feature you'll find is the DMX output, which means it's capable of controlling your entire lighting setup using Rekordbox lighting. Now, if you want to do this anyway, that's a huge savings to have this feature built in. You'll get a Magvel crossfader too, which means it's perfectly capable of doing some scratching. The best alternative to the Flex 10 would be the Rane 4. Now, this is an amazing DJ controller that ranks among my personal favorites. It's extremely well built, has comprehensive effects and stems controls, and supports paddle-style effects. The Rane 4 supports only Serato DJ, so be sure that this fits with the person that you're buying a gift for. Okay, next I want to talk about motorized controllers. Now, DJ controllers with motorized platters are the best option for scratch DJs outside of maybe using turntables themselves. Actually, in many ways, these are actually way more convenient. When the jog wheels are moving, reacting to your hand movements, it just translates better to the turntablist style. So my top recommendation here is the Rane 1 Mark II. For one thing, it's rare to find all-metal DJ gear with build quality this good. The jog wheels are cut from solid chunks of metal. The die-cast effects paddles feel nice and chunky in the hands, and the torque of the platters makes it feel like the real deal. The Mark II comes with a ton of onboard effects, which will even work with your external inputs. This makes it a great option for any DJ who has real turntables too. Another terrific option is the Pioneer DJ DDJ Rev 7. While the Rane does lock you into Serato, the Rev 7 also supports Rekordbox. It also has really nice in-jog displays, whereas the Rane 1 has more typical spindles. Now, I find the spindle style to be more robust than the somewhat compromised design of the Rev 7's jogs, but that said, the Rev 7 boasts a ton of other benefits. Now, for instance, its crossfader tension is much easier to adjust by just using a knob. The Rane has to be opened up to do this. It also has upfader adjustments. Now, one really nice thing is the inclusion of onboard scratch samples, which means that the Flex 10 is ready to load up a sample and scratch even if you haven't even hooked up your laptop yet. It also has cool bonus features like Smooth Echo and Silent Q, and you can see my review in the description below for a little more info on that. But if you want to have your cake and eat it too, you should check out the Rane Performer. Now, this is the only 4-channel motorized controller around right now, and essentially it takes the best features from the Rev 7 and the 1 and mashes them together in one ultimate scratch and mix device. Okay, but what about premium level standalones? Well, honestly, it's been a long time since I heard of a device so warmly welcomed by the DJ community as the Alpha Theta XDJ AZ. Now, admittedly, it took them several tries, but the company really nailed standalone DJ systems with this one. This is the best alternative that you'll find to CDJ 3000s and a DJM A9 mixer. Yes, it's still expensive, but at half the cost of those things, it almost seems like a bargain. It has built-in Wi-Fi with streaming support for Cloud Direct Play, Beatport, and Apple Music. Now, the AZ has a huge focus on sound quality. They've incorporated a 32-bit digital analog converter from ESS Technology, and the sound quality has been significantly enhanced to create clear and dynamic audio. But one entirely unique feature is its built-in support for this thing called Sonic Link. Now, this is a proprietary wireless protocol. So if you buy a pair of HDJ F10 headphones, we'll talk about those in a minute, it will pair directly to the AZ, and it'll give you latency-free monitoring from anywhere in the room. The high-quality 10.1-inch touchscreen is a pleasure to use. This is one of the few differences between this and using CDJs. Your DJ activities will be combined to a single screen. Now, DJs love the XDJ AZ, but if that's outside your budget, don't fret. The Denon DJ Prime 4 Plus and SC Live 4 are way more affordable and offer even more for that money. Now, these Engine OS powered devices give access to more streaming services, more storage options, and more software options than any of the Pioneer or Alpha Theta standalones. I've covered these devices extensively, including comparing the Prime 4 and SC Live 4 directly, so be sure to check out that to learn more. And by the way, the SC Live 4 has onboard speakers too. If you or your gift recipient already have DJ hardware, why not consider something to hold and protect it, such as a Jetpack bag, like this. Now, this is the Jetpack Remix, and it's the one that I chose, and it's great for holding a laptop and all your accessories, maybe a small controller, and then holding it on your back. But Jetpack has a whole line of great bags like this, and I've reviewed, I think, 10 or 15 of them in a video which I've linked down below covering all this stuff. But you might want to consider, for instance, the Jetpack Glide, which is sort of a large format rolling bag that has these little foam pieces in it, and you can rearrange them to fit your particular controller, whether it's a Flex 10 or something else really large like that. And then it also has space for the Jetpack Snap backpack, and together they form a complete system to hold your laptop, your controller, and everything you need in one sort of rolly case system together. Okay, but there's not just bags. What about DJ stands? Now, laptop and hardware stands are a great accessory for the DJ booth, as it helps you elevate the screen to eye level or angle your gear or otherwise place the equipment where you want it. The Reloop Stand Hub Pro does even more. It has an integrated 10-in-1 USB docking hub with power delivery. So yeah, you'll find all sorts of ports on the Reloop: USB-A, USB-C, HDMI, Ethernet. It even has an SD card reader. And not only that, but it can be angled, rotated, and flipped in a zillion different ways, and truly tuned to your personal spec. Now, I talk a lot more about the Stand Hub Pro and several other great stands in my guide to DJ stands, which I've linked below. Now, of course, another thing that's crucial to the DJing experience is headphones, and so you might consider one of these. This is the Alpha Theta HDJ F10 headphones, and these are pretty cool because they're wireless, which is something you don't see often in the DJ booth, and that's because it uses a proprietary Sonic Link protocol, which is way faster than something like Bluetooth. So, alright, what this means is that you get instant response. There's no noticeable latency or lag when you're queuing and mixing in your headphones. And trust me, you end up getting very used to not being tethered to your mixing console. These are sold with or without the necessary receiver to use this fancy wireless signal. Now, one reason that you might buy it without is because it'll pair natively to the XDJ AZ, so these two items together are a killer pair. Now, of course, they sell several more affordable options under their Pioneer DJ headphones line, all the way down to the HDJ Q1, which is well under $100. Alright, so that covers most of my major recommendations for this buying guide, but I reached out to my sponsor, the DJ Hookup, to ask them what other accessories and lights and things like that might they recommend from their catalog. One was the Evermix Box 5. Now, this is a pro audio interface, and it lets you record and live stream your sets with studio quality audio. So you can capture audio in 24-bit, 44.1 kilohertz wave audio, and it's got a limiter to prevent distortion and clipping. And the other cool thing is that it lets you broadcast directly to platforms like YouTube, Mixcloud, Twitch, and it's plug-and-play compatible with iOS and Android devices. They also recommend the Alpha Theta SanDisk. Now, if you want to skip the pharmacy special USB drives that you can get at Walgreens, you might consider this high-speed option. It has starting speeds up to 1,000 megabytes a second read and 900 megabytes a second write, which makes track mixing and set management a breeze. But the coolest thing to me is how it's got a USB-A connector on one end and USB-C on the other end. It just makes for a very versatile drive. Or how about the Jetpack Booster? Now, these little stackable rubber pucks are very handy for just raising your DJ hardware up to your preferred height. Now, I'm someone with a bad back, so I greatly appreciate products like this. Not only does it make you more comfortable, but it can provide you some space for cable management, or maybe even make a little bit of room for your laptop to slide under. And then they also wanted to recommend their JMAZ lighting line. Now, this line of lighting products has everything you need. Basically, from anything plug-in and stationary to battery-powered and portable, JMAZ is guaranteed to have some kind of solution for your lighting needs as a DJ. And then they even had a couple of suggestions for those of you who are music producers out there. So Check out the Akai MPK Mini 4. Now this extremely affordable MIDI controller is equipped with a lovely key bed. It's got velocity-sensitive pads, RGB backlighting, and mod wheels. So if you know what all that means already, you know that this is honestly a terrific deal that's hard to pass up at this price. Even if you already have a larger keyboard, it makes for a great travel piece. Now on the other end of the price spectrum is the Akai MPC Live 3. This is a standalone music production center that has a 7-inch multi-touch display and industry-leading beat pads. It has built-in speakers, microphone, and battery, making it a truly portable all-in-one production solution. Leave me a comment below if you'd like me to review this, because that sounds awfully fun to play with. And then finally, I want to let you know about the Novation Circuit Rhythm. Now this compact battery-powered standalone sampler allows you to make beats and produce sequenced tracks straight to an SD card. Record samples directly in, then slice, sculpt, and resample them effortlessly. Now until the beginning of January, these have an $80 temporary price drop, so get in there and get it while you can. All right, folks, that's a wrap. That is my holiday guide for 2025. I hope this has helped you make some sort of decision, whether you're spending your own Christmas holiday money or you're buying for somebody else. Now, obviously, like I said, I usually go way more in-depth into this stuff, and so I've put links down below for much more deep dive reviews of most of the stuff that we've talked about here today, especially the DJ hardware. So go and check that out. I hope that you have a wonderful, terrific holiday. Spend it with your family and friends, and as always, keep on spinning.